The Pollock Twins, the case of reincarnation. Some mysteries are not made of shadows or science. Some live inside us, in the memories of a child, in the dreams they whisper, and in the lives they claim they once lived. This is the story of two young girls in post-war England. Twins, born to grieving parents, who spoke as if they had returned from the dead. Hexham, Northumberland, May 7, 1957. It was a bright morning in this quiet English town. Sisters Joanna, 11, and Jacqueline, 6. Pollock were walking to church with a friend. They never made it. A local woman, suffering a mental breakdown after losing her own children to foster care, deliberately swerved her car onto the sidewalk. She struck all three girls. Joanna and Jacqueline died instantly, their bodies broken. The Pollocks' world shattered. John and Florence Pollock were devastated. John, a devout Catholic-turned-spiritualist, began to pray for a miracle. He believed in reincarnation. Florence did not. But in her grief, she became pregnant again. Doctors told her she was carrying one child. On October 4, 1958, she gave birth to identical twin girls, Jennifer and Gillian. But there was something strange. Jennifer had a birthmark on her waist, exactly where Jacqueline had a scar. She also had a mark on her forehead, in the same spot where Jacqueline had been struck. Gillian, the older twin, resembled Joanna. But birthmarks were only the beginning. As toddlers, the twins began identifying toys that belonged to their deceased sisters. When presented with a box of old toys, they correctly named them without being told. Jennifer picked up a doll and said, "This was my Christmas gift. Santa gave it to me." Gillian pointed at a dollhouse and said, "That's mine. Daddy made it." But their parents had never spoken to them about the sisters. One day, Florence overheard them reenacting the car accident in disturbing detail. Jennifer lay on the floor, head to the side, and said, "The blood's coming out of my eyes. That's where the car hit me." Gillian held her and cried. When the twins were taken to Hexham as young children, a town they had never visited, they began recognizing landmarks. They pointed out their old school, a park they claimed to have played in, a swing set Joanna and Jacqueline once loved, and they asked for their old friends by name. Both girls had a profound, paralyzing fear of cars. When one approached, Jennifer would clutch her sister and scream, "The car's coming! The car's coming to get us!" This fear persisted until they were 8. Then, something changed. Around the age of 5, the girls stopped speaking of the past. They seemed to lose the memories, the connections, the knowledge they once had. Psychologists say this matches common patterns in alleged reincarnation cases, where past life recall fades by age 7. The Pollock Twins case reached the desk of Dr. Ian Stevenson, a psychiatrist from the University of Virginia and one of the world's leading researchers in reincarnation. He spent decades documenting children who claimed to recall past lives. After extensive interviews, Stevenson believed the Pollock case to be one of the strongest. Skeptics, however, say the parents could have subconsciously influenced the twins. The girls may have overheard conversations. The birthmarks were coincidental. But the volume of precise, unlearned details remains hard to dismiss. As adults, Gillian and Jennifer lived normal lives. Neither could recall their childhood memories clearly. But when shown photos of places they never visited, they experienced a strange sense of familiarity. Gillian once said, "It felt like a dream I'd forgotten, until I saw it again." Supporters of reincarnation say, the timing fits, the birthmarks are symbolic. The twins' behaviors mirrored their sisters. Their memories were not taught, but spontaneous. Could consciousness return in another form? And if so, how do we measure a soul? Florence, though skeptical at first, later believed the twins were her daughters reborn. Some say John, who was vocal about reincarnation, may have unintentionally shaped the girls' perceptions through subtle cues. But Stevenson noted that Florence was actively resistant to the idea at first, casting doubt on the theory of coaching. Could memory somehow be encoded biologically, through DNA or epigenetics? Some researchers explore transgenerational memory, the idea that trauma, memories, or behaviors can pass down unconsciously. Still, this doesn't explain the detailed, personal recollections. Perhaps the simplest answer: this was all coincidence. Grieving parents, curious children, a few overlapping traits. Is the desire to reconnect with lost loved ones so strong we shape reality around the hope, or is it something more? Today, the Pollock twins remain a cornerstone case in reincarnation studies. It's cited in academic papers, spoken of in spiritual circles, and passed on in hushed tones between those who've lost and those who still hope. Because if reincarnation is real, what does that mean for death, and for everything we think we know about life? 2 sisters die, 2 more are born. They remember things they never saw, feel grief they never knew, speak of lives that were never theirs. Or were they? If the souls of the lost can return, how many among us carry memories of another life and just don't remember? Yet,